All right, what's up, guys? Glad to have you. Coffee with a Killer. If this is your first time jumping in, my name is Jordan the Pirate. Apparently, my kids said I look like a pirate today. Jordan the Pirate from Black Gold Trading. Coffee with a Killer. What I do on this call is I go through normally 15-ish minutes on a different topic, and I really try to help people shift their mindset, shift their perspective, and really try to view things through a different lens. All too often we are looking at things through the lens of society, the lower class, maybe even the middle class. But you guys want to be financially free. You guys don't want to be lower class. You don't want to be middle class. So if your perspective, the lens in which you view things is poor and middle class, you're never going to accomplish wealth or generational wealth or creating a different future for your family. Cool. All sorts of people in here. What's up, D? And we've got Tara, we've got Muhammad on here, we've got the real J Tron, we got Jay, all the people. So I want to talk a bit about an idea I was playing around with the other day, and I was trying to think of a good topic for you guys. And what I came up with is, long story short, society, and you've heard me say this before, but society isn't designed to put you in a position to get financially free. And I want to point out a couple things about that. So if we look at school, everyone says education is important and all of that. But if you look at school, school is very specifically designed in a format, how the day is lined out to train you to live in this specific schedule. You're going to get up at 7, be at school by 8, 9. You're going to have a break halfway through the day. You'll get done. You'll have some homework. If you look at that schedule, you can go further on, like, you only get rewarded if you give them the answer that they want. There's all of that going on. But there's a very specific schedule. That is not by mistake. That is not that's not a mess up. That didn't happen on accident. There's very, very few things in society that are on accident. But to take it even further, look at your 9 to 5 and look at how that schedule and how society has trained you with that. Okay. We work 9 to 5, we get home. If you're anything like me, you have kids, but you get home, you have dinner, playtime, you go to bed. Yeah. Very specific. Where in that schedule is there an opportunity for you to pursue freedom? Very, very little. You look at Sunday night, I go to bed early because I get up on Monday morning for work. When do you plan all of your stuff? For most people, you plan your stuff on the weekend, right? Think back to school. A lot of the extracurricular was on the weekend. Okay, so where in that equation are you supposed to find the time to get financially free? Hey guys, if we're going to the movies, we're gonna go on Saturday. Hey guys, and I'm a big fan of this one, but we have church on Sunday, we have a meal after Sunday, etc. Nowhere in here is there any sort of design in the normal schedule for you to be able to pursue getting financially free. Nowhere. It's not a mistake. We have normalized, hey, like, this is how your day should go. This is how your weekend should go. You need to be asleep by this time to be able to wake up at this time. If you're going to do anything, do it on the weekend because of X, Y, and Z. We got to go to bed. We got to do this. We got to do that. The whole thing. That's not a mistake. So you've got a lot working against you, and you've got a lot that is pushing you into a very specific format. Now, if you want a different reality, that format has to change. Yeah, all busy work. If you want a different reality, what has to change is how you view and how you handle your schedule. So I remember very specifically when I was trying to get financially free, I really had to look at, all right, I got X amount of hours in a day. I got to sleep. I got to eat. I'm a husband and I'm a father. How do I get financial freedom fit into this? How do I change the mold to be able to pursue what I want? There was a quote a while ago. It was like, man, you work 40 hours a week for someone else and you don't work even 4 hours a week for you. Okay. The schedule isn't designed to give you time to pursue you. It's not designed to pursue you getting financially free. They don't want you financially free. They don't want you financially free. Okay. So I remember I had to really look at that and say, man, like, where in here do I focus on what's actually important? It's not going to work. That's not what's important. It's not earning a paycheck. That's not important. And there was a lot of sacrifices that I had to make to pursue what was important to me. So you're not going to like this. But what I did for a long time when I was learning how to trade is I was getting up 2, 3, 4 hours early. And that really sucked. I didn't want to give up family time. I had some other obligations to get a paycheck. So I started getting up really early. And I researched and I learned all of that. It was actually the same thing when I learned decentralized finance. I was getting up 2, 3, 4 hours early. And people all the time, even in black gold, say, "Oh, dude, I'm not going to do this because it's 5 o'clock my time when you guys start." Okay, what's important to me is that extra hour of sleep, not pursuing what helps my family, not pursuing. That's what you're saying. Yeah, man, like I would do X, Y, and Z, but it's a little bit inconvenient. In what world do you think getting financially free will ever be convenient? Yeah, man, it was just a little bit hard this month, so I'm out. In what world do you think it will not ever be hard? So a lot of times, like our actions and what we say and how we live directly contradicts the fact that we're claiming we want to get free. We're claiming we want generational wealth, but I'm not willing to get up an hour early. You're full of it. You're not being honest. Something's off. Something is not true. You're lying. So you're either lying to me or you're lying to yourself. It's one of the two. Guarantee you, it's one of the two. I'm not willing to get up an extra hour early. Dude, I was getting up 4 hours early every day. Yeah, I'm not willing to skip out on my because John's on here. I'm not willing to skip out on my Sunday tea time to play golf. W- Where does that fall into you want to get financially? Like you have to relook at your schedule. You have to reconstruct things. Do not give up on family. Like that's a non-negotiable because the whole point of getting free is family. So don't give up on family. Don't deprioritize that. But I've had to move some things around with my family to also prioritize what would benefit them for generations. I've had to say, look, guys, it's Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I have X, Y, and Z. We'll be able to play from this time to this time. I'll give you 5 hours, but I need to pursue X, Y, and Z because this is what benefits you long term. I know you want to play right now. I know you want to go to the park. I know you want to go get ice cream or whatever. I get that. And you're going to get that. However, that benefits you for a very short period of time. I'm trying to do something that benefits you for the rest of your life and for your kids that don't exist yet, my grandkids that don't exist yet. So there's going to be a little bit of compromise here. There's going to be a little bit of give and take. We're going to rearrange what society has told us is normal and a normal schedule, and it's normal for X, Y, and Z. The average American, they go to work, they get home, they have dinner, they put their kids to bed, they watch something on TV, they go to sleep. We joke around a lot that like this is me. Like I'm normally in bed by like 9:30, 10. That's most people. But not when I was in the pursuit of freedom. I was either going to be staying up late or I was going to get up early. I chose to get up early because it's quiet. So the construct of normal schedule, what you're used to, what you consider this is just part of my life. I want you to reconsider that. I want you to look at, is this putting me in a position to accomplish what I actually want? And if not, something has to give somewhere. I'm up at 4:40 a.m. Monday through Friday. That is a perfect example of somebody making a sacrifice. Mohammed said, I was a college professor in the Philippines, and by curriculum, we teach subject or concept, biochemistry, microbiology. So there's no place for personal finance concepts. Yeah, yeah. And most likely, I'm not sure about the Philippines. I can't really speak for that country. But when you look at the American education system, look at who designed it. It, it was Rockefeller. He designed the General Education Board, the GED or GEB. And he told you guys that this isn't a if it's quoted, it's not a conspiracy. He specifically said, "I want to create workers for my factory." So that schedule was created 100 plus years ago, and it hasn't changed. Rick says to gain something great, you have to be willing to give up the mundane. Heard a quote that speaks to the generational work. A wise man plants trees, the shade of which he will not live to enjoy. Yeah, man. And I've said this a lot too, a little bit of a different thought here, but I'm planting seeds that I probably won't see all of them harvest in my lifetime. Meaning some of what I'm doing, I won't even see it come to fruition, but it will come to fruition in my kids' lives and my grandkids. So you know how selfless you have to be to do stuff and invest time, energy, resources, money into something that doesn't benefit you. Most people, if it doesn't benefit me, I'm not going to do it. How short-sighted is that? You just said it 5 minutes ago you want generational wealth, but you're not willing to do things that don't benefit you directly now, today? Come on. So I want you to look at normalcy. We could go really, really deep into this. We don't have enough time to do that. But there's so much about our society that is designed to keep you distracted, sick, fat, out of control, and bound by something. A lot of it we consider normal. That's just how the world is. It's just how the world is. We just order DoorDash at 11 o'clock at night. It's just how it is. I can have anything I want within a matter of clicking a couple buttons on my phone. That's just how it is. Jordan, it's completely normal after a long, hard day at work to sit on my butt, have a beer. I'm not drinking beer. This is an empty can. Don't think I'm drinking beer at 9:12 in the morning. That's not I'm drinking coffee. Jesus and coffee. It's just normal for us after a hard day's work to crack a beer, sit down, watch a couple episodes of whatever you watch, and go to bed. And you go to bed at a specific time because you want to not be tired for work. How does that benefit you? And then because I don't want to interfere with work, I'm going to plan everything else on the weekend. How does that benefit you? How does that benefit your pursuit of financial freedom? Well, I don't it doesn't. We have a conflict. There's a conflict here. What you do and what you say doesn't match. I knew damn well that I was going to have to make some really big sacrifices for a period of time. It's not forever. It's a period of time. So when I wanted to learn DeFi, decentralized finance, like all like the crypto and the blockchain and all of that, and I've made millions of dollars doing that. It paid off. Again, I was getting up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, doing all of that before I started my normal thing. Same thing with trading. Same thing when I pursued real estate. I had to give up something. I had to look at what my normal schedule and say, where do I fit in me? Guys, this is the only time you're going to hear me say this, but you need to be a little bit selfish. Yeah, dude, I want to go out to the movies. Yeah, I want to go out to dinner with you, but I need to prioritize me. When I say me, I'm talking about my pursuit of getting my family free. Does that make sense? The conflict is on purpose. There's no accidents in how society has set up normalcy. Here, I'm gonna go off topic. Is that okay? Can I go off topic for a second? Let me go on like a side quest here for a minute. Is that okay? Somebody tell me. I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm sure somebody's gonna say yes. I was gonna do it whether or not you guys said yes. Um, no names mentioned, but it was at a store. Was it Target? I was at Target, and there's these kids just like glued to their iPads, eating frickin' Cheetos and like drinking. It was like a Coke or something. We're talking like 8-year-old kids just glued to an iPad, so they'll shut up, drinking Coke and eating Cheetos. And I guarantee you that mom, that dad, whoever was there, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Our kids are just they want their iPad. I'm gonna give them their iPad and they want to eat junk food. That's just how it is. I'm not a bad mom for doing that. That's normal. Or a dad, whoever was with them. We've normalized a lot of really bad stuff. We've normalized a lot of really bad habits. Man, you you got kids that are gonna grow up with, again, I don't want to go too crazy on this, but you have kids that are gonna grow up with, ADHD and need to be on Ritalin because of what you're putting into them and how you're training them. Let's just normalize our kids being addicted to a screen in front of their face all day. Let's just normalize giving our kids junk food. You get the idea. A lot of society is BS. And if you want something different, you're going to have to figure out how to reconstruct your day and your time to pursue what's important. That doesn't mean quit your job. That doesn't mean cut out family time. It's all the other stuff. Okay? Diabetes. Dude, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Much love, guys. Appreciate you. If you are in Black Gold Trading, if you are a member of Black Gold Trading, there is a Q&A and a short training coming up in 14 minutes. You guys can find the link to join that call on the dashboard. Under the EAT membership section, there'll be like a join call. It's that link. Highly recommended if you guys are available. Appreciate your time. Hopefully there was a couple nuggets or a couple epiphanies on this call. Much love, guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you later.